So, tell me about the Rampage, the Rampage record with LL Cool J.
Okay.
There was is there any truth to the fact that I heard there was a story behind that record being made, particularly with you and LL.
Right.
So can you break that down?
Yeah, see, the biggest problem is I'm a tourist. And the tourist, the bull moves fast. You don't have time. So most of the time you're working. You're just moving, working. And other people will call you to assist or help. And most of my biggest challenging thing was, how do I hook other people with production without taking from the production of a So What You Saying or the Big Payback? You know, that was the challenging thing on the second album while I was doing other people's production. So in that particular case, I just got the Def Jam, so I was focused, you know, handling my business as usual, and I got a call. So me and LL ends up in the studio.
You get a call from who?
Russell.
Okay.
From Def Jam. Right. No, come on, Bill. Right. But right. You're right. You 100. And that was normal.
But what was the call about? What was
Well, normally it's regular business, because we had what was going on with Strictly Business, the Runs House tour, then Unfinished Business, then we got off a sleeping bag, went to Def Jam. So it was constantly business. And it was me taking care of business. I let it open for other people if they wanted to learn, but somehow or another just ended up with me moving forward. So inside of taking care of that business, don't forget, I'm on the Runs House tour opening up for Run DMC, okay? Then from the Runs House tour, now I'm home, flash forward, now we on business as usual. I'm doing the production for Gold Digger, getting, what else is on that album? You got Gold Digger. Rampage wasn't even done yet. Anyway, in the midst of moving with all of that, I get a call like, yo, we want you to do some work with LL. Now, you know LL's already.
You get a call from who again?
Russell.
You just keep leaving that one.
Right, Russell, right. That was some big stuff. Because this is what people fail to realize. Like, I was a DJ before an MC, DJ Easy P with Smitty D and the Rock Squad. I used to get to see the Force MDs when I was 13, 14 doing backflips for Christmas parties up at the office and stuff like that. So being a DJ kept you close to all the latest break beats and stuff like that, which can create the vibe for writing dope music. Sorry about that, Jay.
That's cool.
So the biggest thing, to make a long story short,
don't make it short.
I was ahead of time, and I already saw what it was. Right. You know, I got 6 brothers and sisters, both my mother and father's from Brooklyn, so we know what the hustle is and we know what the struggle is. So when one makes it out, you pull another one out, okay? And if you have that opportunity, those who have to work and don't have that opportunity will and should feel a type of way if you're not maximizing that to the fullest, okay? So getting on Def Jam, LL and I ended up in the studio, but I was in work mode, production mode, put the beat together, not rhyme, MC, PMD, the beat could get rugged. I didn't even have that rhyme yet, okay? So when you put the beat together, you get excited. So LL's in the vocal booth, the beat's done, he starts rhyming, and Charlie's, there's no...
So let me ask you this question, just to break it down just a little bit more. Why did Russell Simmons want to put you with LL? Because y'all was hot at that time?
Well, EPMD was the hottest. There was no one around. Keep in mind, there was nobody around us. Everybody came after I pulled the plug on EPMD. Okay, so before that, you had other artists, but our era was already done. Now we was coming into a new era. Okay, we was already signed. We already had the momentum from So What You Saying in the Big Payback, you know, all of those tours and stuff. So by the time we got to business as usual, LL was also lining up his next album. This was before he even had Mama Said Knock You Out. So we had meetings. We had this whole big meeting, we're gonna do this. I remember we was in Oakland or San Francisco, just got to playing some ball with Bobito and them. Came back in the hallway, we was happy, we was feeling good about the song and everything because it was done. Now the next thing was to shoot the video. And that was a green while we was in San Francisco, Oakland. But when we got home to the video, it was totally different. So that's when we seen the look-alike, We seen The Ring,
But
the
what
Charlie's
I want
Angels
I want
silhouette.
You skipping over the whole thing, P. You ain't gonna do that right
Uh-oh.
No. But can you put the football down for a second?
Oh shit. Jay want the jewels.
Yeah.
Can you see me? Does it look good?
Nah, it look good, but you keep casting the shadow when you put the ball in front.
Okay.
So
Got it, Jay.
This is good though. So my question to you is, you get in the studio, you write these rhymes with LL.
Yeah, see, I didn't have my rhymes. I had other rhymes.
Right. So what happens?
I didn't have my rhymes for Rampage yet. I didn't even think about it because I was putting the beat together.
Right. So he hears the beat. What does he say? He likes it. He don't like it.
No, he likes it. He's in the vocal booth now.
Okay.
So when I started making the beat, we were sitting next to each other.
Right.
And the original beat that they got on the album wasn't like the first one. The first one I made was more underground, like boom, ba-bam, boom, boom, ba-bam, boom. So right off top, bang. I was like, yo, okay, this is dope. He went in the vocal booth.
So he laid his rhymes down.
Yeah, he started laying his rhymes down. And then as he started laying his rhymes down and everything was set at the vocal booth and was comfortable, at the board, then I went in the vocal booth. Because then Charlie could fly the plane, because the track is laid, right. LL's up in there, everything's right at Charlie's. Okay. When the studio was in Comac, the first one.
Right. At his mom's.
Yes, okay. Upstairs. So where you smelled the pasta when you walked in.
Right.
Oh, rest in peace too. Charlie's mother passed away and his father. But somehow or another, I ended up in the vocal booth and L was rhyming. He was getting his off. So when
you were in there at the same time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he's spitting his shit and you said, let me go spit mine.
No, I didn't have mine. I just was putting the beats together. But when you in there, when one guy, first man on, he got the headphones on. Second man got the headphones on, but he's just chilling. It sounds better when it coming through the headphones, because you can hear the vocals. If you just standing there with no headphones, come on, you can't hear it. So I'm standing in there with the headphones on, and I'm like, yo, boom, it's sounding right. So once he finished, I just was messing around a little. And I had rhymes. I had a pack of 12-shot 9mm program to kill a rap at point blank range who tries to build on my foundation with my rap creation. That's where the problem started.
What you saying that?
I started kicking PMD rhymes for what me and E was working on coming up. Gotcha. So Eric would have known right there. I pack a 12-shot 9mm program to kill a rap at point blank range who tries to build on my foundation with my rap creation. What's wrong with that sucker E-double? And Dub say, yo, he must be basing. And then I come back and say, cause I'm the warlord of rap, king of sting like run things. Where you get off, punk man trying to bring static and beef for words suddenly heard. You know what I'm saying? And then you go, because that's for the birds. See, I know your problem. You're like a kid with a new toy. Don't know when to chill, so I'm gonna let you know, boy. But I was on it. But that was EPMD stuff.
So now, LL's hearing this
and misinterpreted.
And he's thinking you going at him. It's obviously.
I would assume that, right? Because I was like, okay, that was some EPMD shit that's in development.
Right.
But it was on me, because again, working. Put the beat together, E would have known. But with me and L in there. And then I said, yo, what's wrong with that sucker LL?
You said
you must be basing.
Oh, I get it now.
You understand? I said it as a parable. I said, I'm telling L, what's wrong with that sucker LL? You know what I'm saying? E would have been able to know, like, yo, he must be basing. That's what I meant.
Right.
But the way it can easily be misinterpreted, shots fired.
LL.
Right.
Right.
So now I'm like, the rhyme goes, E would have known, and then we would have kept going.
Right.
But L came to do the beat in the new song, so he didn't know. So I actually put his name in there and then tried to cover E's part and keep it moving. And when I was done with my verse and I was taking my headphones off to go get back to the track.
Crazy or anything?
When I was taking my headphones off, going back to go tighten up the track, boom, then L, yo, hear the gear. You know, like normally they take the hat off, yo, boom. And that's L. You know what I'm saying? So when you a fan again.
Hold on. You can't skip over that part. So you said you take the headphones off. What's happening now, though?
L's rolling. He threw a whole nother clip up in there. Yo. So then boom. So then he starts taking off. And then that's how the song went like that. And that's one of the few unreleased songs in hip hop that people still talk about. And then once we got to Power Play, that's when
So
we changed the beat.
Lyrics change and the beats change?
When we got the power play, because Charlie had the dope sound, to put the whole pre-production together, okay? But then to get that 24 board sound, then we go to power play. And that's when Scratch would be bringing the turntables, playing the break beats, and then that's how we got up with the second Rampage.
All right, so that was the first Rampage.
The first Rampage was the underground out here at Charlie's. The second one was with Scratch and power play.
So did you and L, after that, did y'all talk or?
No, because we never really got to listen to the song. We ended up in power play, you understand? We did the first song, it went the way it went, but it wasn't like we had a tape and was listening to every day to be like.
Left his parts in there though.
Whose?
So
no.
Your rhyme and his rhyme changed.
Definitely. Are you kidding me? So yo, by the time we got the power play, it was the Ripper, the Master, the Overlordian, playing MCs like an old accordion. I get the inspiration, not the necessary station, not saying I was vacationing. But you know, that goes back to the, what is a panther? An animal that kills. I'm like a shark with blood coming out the gills. You could, like, that's him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my job was just, as EPMD, and cars ride by, tell the cops, you guys to chill with EPMD. Right. You know, the Def Jam camaraderie. LL from Bay Shore, right. Originally, where we're from, originally Bay Shore, but they say we from Brentwood, where we at right now. So, you know, that's how that went down. But in the beginning, I went in there kicking some EPMD stuff that we had going on for Business as Usual, which never made the album. And then in the Misinterpreted, like, you know, he's nice, he's a master at that. You can say one little thing and you know how to go in the history. One little thing could turn into a whole different thing. And then even after that, once we get there, you know, you and your squad better praise the real God, the Undertaker dropping thunder on fakers. Yo, so lay the mic down slow, and that was all.
Careful.
Yo, cause mind that boom. Meanwhile,
get a handful.
Yo, there's a difference between when you're doing production than when you're actually writing the rhyme.
Right.
So he was right. He read it wrong.
What lesson did that teach you?
Well, one, it was kind of interesting. You know how it go, like, you know, like I'm on mine, but when I'm Bad came out, I didn't even have a contract. You understand? I remember my children's mother's sister lent me her box. And I was playing it in my 68 Camaro on Bad on the way to a sleeping bag meeting before It's My Thing ever came out. So you gotta keep it in perspective. And when you keep it in perspective, then you last a lot longer. But that don't mean you take no shorter, no nothing like that, though. You know what I'm saying?